The Navy didn't just destroy Iran's fleet, they were clearing the path for what comes next. On March 4th, 2026, the United States Navy executed the most devastating naval strike since the Second World War. In under 12 hours, Iran's entire surface fleet was erased. Drone carrier Sahid Bagheri, torpedo boats, frigates, all of it gone. But here's what every other channel is missing. That wasn't the end game. That was the opening act. Because right now, at this very moment, the largest naval armada assembled since Desert Storm is repositioning. The Navy's role in Phase 2 of Operation Epic Fury isn't support, it is the invasion. Let me show you exactly how. Let's start with what's in the water right now, because the scale of this is staggering. A lot of what we've been talking about today comes back to planning. The decisions that get made early, the trade-offs that only show their impact later, and the systems in place that let all those small choices add up. That approach doesn't stop at geopolitics or military planning. You can find it in some of the best games too, where the focus shifts from one character to building and managing a team. In those games, progress isn't tied to reflexes, it comes from preparation. Build a roster, get familiar with what each character brings to the table, and learn how to combine them for different situations. Nothing is interchangeable, and weak setups don't stay hidden for long. There's always something worth adjusting, and even minor changes can affect how things play out. Progress develops at a steady pace without the sense that you're being rushed through it. That's where Raid Shadow Legends fits in my experience, and it's what's kept me playing. It gives you a big roster and lets you approach problems your own way. Campaigns, dungeons, and clan bosses all push you to think differently about team setup. I also appreciate that time spent upgrading champions or gear continues to matter later on. You're not constantly resetting or starting over. The effort you put in actually makes a difference. So if that kind of long-term system-driven gameplay sounds like something you'd enjoy, this is where I'd start. If you want to try it, use my link or the QR code on screen. Raid is celebrating its anniversary right now, and they're giving out a $200 anniversary package just for logging in. That includes the legendary champion Krokmar the Devourer right from the start. And when you reach level 25, you'll also unlock the epic champion Galapo the Recluse. As you level up, you'll also receive additional rewards which will appear on screen, including an epic skill tome at level 10, 500,000 silver at level 15, 500 energy at level 20, a 5-star chicken at level 30 to help rank up your champions, and 7 million silver at level 35. New players can also get a legendary spirit champion, Pelops the Victor. Just download Raid via my link and use promo code RAID7. And if you're a new player, you can choose one of 6 promo codes to unlock a free legendary champion of your choice. You can only use one, so pick the one that's going to mean the most when it comes to your individual strategy. For example, if you want raw power, go with Turval using code BIGDOG with a W. If you prefer Alice the Wanderer, use Get Alice. Cheshire Cat is available with Kitty Cut. Sun Wukong the Monkey King is unlocked with Monkey King, and that one's available until March 26, 2026. Ultimate Death Knight uses UD King, and if speed is more your style, Razzlevarg is unlocked with Go Fast. Just make sure you download the game through my link or scan the QR code first, then enter your chosen promo code in-game. Otherwise, the rewards won't apply. There are also rewards available for everyone in the community. Between March 5th and March 21st, players can get Pelops the Victor through the Classic Fusion event. There's also a 7-day gift chain with new rewards waiting each day, plus a Titan event where you can earn a unique 7th anniversary avatar frame. You can find me in Raid as Marai, M-E-R-R-A-I, and you are welcome to join my clan with the clan tag L15T. USS Gerald R Forward Carrier Strike Group, as of March 6th, confirmed in the Red Sea. This is a $13 billion nuclear-powered supercarrier carrying over 75 aircraft, FA-18EF Super Hornets, EA-18G Growler electronic warfare jets, E-2D Hawkeyes for airborne early warning, and, critically, the F-35C Lightning II stealth fighters. The Ford's electromagnetic catapult system, EMALS, can surge large aircraft at a rate the older Nimitz-class carriers simply can't match. Escorting the Ford, Ticonderoga-class cruisers and Arleigh Burke-class destroyers packed with Tomahawk cruise missiles. Each destroyer carries up to 90 vertical launch cells. Do the math. A single strike group can unleash over 300 Tomahawks in one coordinated salvo. But the Ford isn't alone. USS George H.W. Bush, the Nimitz-class carrier that just wrapped pre-deployment exercises off the U.S. East Coast. USN confirmed on March 6th that the Bush strike group completed its composite training unit exercise, the final certification before deployment. Translation? They're combat ready and headed east. That gives the Navy 2 carrier strike groups converging on the theater. That hasn't happened since the opening days of the Iraq War in 2003. And then there's the coalition. France has deployed the Charles de Gaulle carrier strike group to the eastern Mediterranean. That's Raphael M fighter jets, an Aster-armed air defense frigate, and a nuclear submarine somewhere beneath the surface. On March 6th, Naval News confirmed France sent additional reinforcements, the Mistral-class LHD Tonnerre and the frigate Corbeil departing Toulon. Now, pay attention to the Tonnerre. That's a landing helicopter deck, an amphibious assault ship. It carries up to 900 troops, landing craft, helicopters, and armored vehicles. France isn't just providing air cover, they're bringing ground invasion capability. The United Kingdom deployed the Type 45's destroyer HMS Dragon to Cyprus along with drone-busting Wildcat helicopters. Spain sent the F-100 class frigate Cristobal Colon and a support ship. NATO's Operation Aspides in the Red Sea has been reinforced. Here's the picture. You now have American, French, British, and Spanish naval forces forming a semicircle around Iran from the Mediterranean to the Arabian Sea. This isn't a containment strategy. This is a staging formation. And the piece that makes it all work? It's not the carriers. It's what's underneath the water. The Navy has at least one Ohio-class guided missile submarine, an SSGN, in the Persian Gulf region. These are the most devastating conventional strike platforms on Earth. A single Ohio-class SSGN carries 154 Tomahawk cruise missiles. That's more firepower than most countries' entire militaries. And you'll never see it. You'll never hear it. You'll never detect it until 154 missiles are already in the air. In the opening hours of the Iraq War, Ohio-class SSGNs launched over 100 Tomahawks into Baghdad, shredding command and control nodes, air defense batteries, and communication networks, all before a single soldier crossed the border. That's the playbook. And it's happening again. But Iran is not Iraq, and the Navy knows it. Iran's coastline is one of the most heavily fortified in the world. The Strait of Hormuz, only 21 miles wide at its narrowest point, is lined with Chinese-made C-802 anti-ship missiles, fast attack craft hiding in coastal caves, and hundreds of naval mines pre-positioned in strategic choke points. This is exactly why the Navy destroyed the Iranian fleet first. You can't push an amphibious force through the Strait of Hormuz if there are missile boats, submarines, and a drone carrier waiting for you. Phase 1 wasn't just about destroying ships. It was about removing the door before kicking it down. Now let's talk about how the ground war actually begins from the sea. The U.S. Marine Corps maintains 3 Marine Expeditionary Units consistently deployed aboard amphibious ready groups. These ARGs typically include a WASP or America-class amphibious assault ship, essentially a light aircraft carrier, carrying F-35B stealth jets, AH-1Z Viper attack helicopters, CH-53K King Stallion heavy lift helicopters, and up to 2,200 Marines. Add a San Antonio-class amphibious transport dock and a Harper's Ferry-class dock landing ship, and you've got landing craft, air cushion hovercraft, LCACs, capable of storming a beach at 40 knots with a 60-ton payload. Iran's southern coast has 3 critical objectives. Bandar Abbas, Iran's primary naval base and the gateway to the Strait of Hormuz. Taking this port eliminates Iran's ability to threaten global oil shipments. 60% of the world's seaborne oil transits through that strait. Jask, Iran's secondary naval facility east of Hormuz. In 2021, Iran established a forward naval base here specifically to project power into the Gulf of Oman. It's also where they stockpiled anti-ship missile batteries. Kandahar, Iran's only deepwater port on the open ocean, built with Indian investment. Strategically, it's Iran's back door, their supply line that doesn't depend on the Strait of Hormuz. The Navy doesn't need to take all 3. They need to take one and hold it. This is what the military calls establishing a lodgment, a secure beachhead from which to pour in reinforcements, equipment, and supplies. The Marines take the beach, the Navy holds the sea, the Air Force owns the sky, and then the Army rolls in. But here's what makes this different from every war game Iran ever planned for. Iran spent 40 years preparing to fight the United States in the Strait of Hormuz. Their entire asymmetric strategy, the fast boats, the mines, the coastal missiles, the suicide drones, all of it was designed to make the strait a death trap. That strategy assumed Iran would still have a navy when the invasion started. It's gone. All of it. The Shahid Bagheri drone carrier? Destroyed. The IRIS Dina? Torpedoed by a submarine. Smaller vessels? Obliterated by carrier-based strikes. Even ships that tried to flee were tracked down. India interned the IRIS Levant at Kochi on March 4th. Sri Lanka took charge of the auxiliary ship IRINS Bushehr on March 5th. Iran's surviving vessels are scattered, running, and hiding in foreign ports. And it gets worse for Tehran. Russia reportedly provided Iran with targeting intelligence, satellite data on U.S. ship positions. But that intelligence is already outdated. The Ford CSG repositioned from the Mediterranean to the Red Sea. The Bush CSG is deploying. Coalition assets are arriving daily. The picture Russia gave Iran was a snapshot of a chessboard where every piece has since moved. Iran's air defense network, already degraded by what competitors have documented, can't protect the coastline it can't see threats approaching. Remember, Ohio-class submarines don't show up on radar. F-35Cs are stealth, and Tomahawk cruise missiles fly at 50 feet above the water, below most radar coverage. Iran is now facing a ground invasion supported by a navy that has already achieved total maritime supremacy, total air superiority, and the element of surprise on where the landing force will actually come ashore. So where does this go from here? Based on the current force positioning, here's what the next 72 to 96 hours likely look like. Phase 2A. Sustained Tomahawk and airstrikes against coastal defense batteries, command posts, and air defense nodes along Iran's southern coastline. This is already underway. Phase 2B. Mine countermeasure operations in the Strait of Hormuz. The Navy's Avenger-class mine countermeasure ships and MH-53E Sea Dragon helicopters will clear lanes for the amphibious force. Phase 2C. The amphibious landing. Marines establish a beachhead at one of the 3 coastal objectives. Once secure, heavy sea lift ships begin delivering Army equipment. The U.S. Navy isn't just supporting this war, it's the reason this war is even possible. Without sea control, there is no ground invasion. Without the carriers, there is no air superiority. Without the submarines, there's no surprise. Everything Iran built for the last 40 years was designed to stop this exact moment, and the Navy dismantled all of it in less than a week. This is the largest naval operation of the 21st century, and it's happening right now. If you want to stay ahead of every development, subscribe and hit the bell, because Phase 3 is coming, and you'll want to understand what happens next. Before you head out, remember to use my Raid Shadow Legends link in the description or scan the QR code on screen to unlock the anniversary rewards and choose your free legendary champion.